That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Where do you want to take your voice, and where can it take you? Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
Serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
Hello, my Dark Horse friends and family. Welcome back to your daily dose of Speak Up and Be Heard in 15 minutes or less learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you, well, as you know, that's infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur, or one in the making, and you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with another daily success episode on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goals every single day. All right, well, first off, let me say a happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, no matter where you are in this wide, wonderful world, this big blue spinning globe that we live on here in the United States. It's Thanksgiving today, so take a moment. Look around you, be thankful for what you have, those you have in your life, no matter how small or how few or how many there may be. Please take a moment to be thankful. I'm a big proponent of this on every day, not just on this day here in November. Take a minute, be thankful for those you love, those you still have, those that maybe even have gone. Be thankful for the time you had them in your life. All right, now, Tuesday, we established we had a voice, right? That you have a voice. You remember those 5 questions I asked in order to help remind you of that powerful tool that you have parked right under your nose. You don't remember? All right. Well, like I told you yesterday, if you don't remember, go back to episode 71. I think yesterday I told you it was episode 70 and I was mistaken there. Go to episode 70. Go right now, right? Just go ahead and stop this episode right now. Go listen to 71 and listen to that. You can go ahead and go. We'll be here when you get back, right? And then yesterday, I dropped the 3 tips on episode 72 to empower you to use that also powerful voice that you have. Be sure you check out episode 72 if you haven't heard that already. Whew. So the question is, where to now? Well, and that is the question, isn't it? See, when you open your mouth and let those amazing words and amazing messages roll off your tongue into the air, out there in the universe, and into the ear of your audience, be that audience a small child that you're trying to encourage, or an auditorium full of raving fans that are hanging on your every note or every word. Where do you want your voice to take you? And where do you want to take your voice? I mean, really ponder that for a moment. Do you want to be that amazing parent that has words of wisdom and encouragement for your child or teen or young adult? Or heck, maybe they're grown up, and if they're still coming to you and asking, it's your voice, it's your words that you're sharing to empower them to think, right? Maybe there's a dream job that your voice could help you get, through a well-presented interview, right? Your voice is very powerful at times like that. Or it could be you're in a current role or your current organization and you want to make it just a little bit better. Maybe it's your own business, right? This is the Dark Horse Entrepreneur after all, and it's your voice. if I think back to my Coca-Cola days, I was a logistics coordinator for Coca-Cola North America marketing, and in my role, I got to hear many of the complaints from my fellow employees about the processes, some of the inventory gaps that we were struggling with our current situation. And I heard these from multiple departments, from the customer service department, our marketing departments, our production facilities. We had a number of different places that produced product for us across the globe, as well as in the United States. And then we had third-party distribution providers that did all these things for us, right? So now in my role, I was kind of the center. I was in the hub of all this, helping coordinate all this communication and all these activities between all these different parts of the business. So I was lucky enough to have a great view and ear to the ground on all the issues. And I was I'll use the word wise enough to listen, which, as we all know, is the first and often most important part of communication. So in my listening, I saw opportunities and ways to improve the processes and communication channels and, just some of the logistics that was going on of all these different departments. Now, some of these ways, some of these ideas, they were simple. Others, not so much, right? But rather than just sit at my desk and continue that cycle of complaining, I decided to use my insights and the power of my voice, to use my voice to drive change into the big red system. Now, I went and I presented my ideas to my boss and to the director, heck, at one point, even to the VP of Coca-Cola operations for Coca-Cola North America. And I presented these ideas on ways that we could do things far better, far easier, far faster, and far more efficient and effective on all these issues I was seeing. Now, I have to be honest, were all my ideas perfectly received? No. Were they perfectly presented? Heck no, I'm not perfect, right? And, I would love to say, yes, they were all perfectly received, but, that wouldn't be true. So, but the one thing I can say is that they were all received. My voice was received and it was heard. A few times, there were some modifications that were requested, some clarifications were requested, some more data was requested. And once, only once, a single idea out of so many was completely shot down. The rest were implemented in one part or as a whole. Now, as a result of deciding where to take my voice, and in this case, it was to empower and to make changes that I thought needed to be made in our organization. As a result of my voice being heard and me taking my voice to be heard, I started to walk up the ladder within the Coca-Cola organization. Now, if I hadn't decided where to take my voice, could I still walk up that ladder? Yeah, but I think it would have taken me far longer, and I probably wouldn't gotten, of course, great speaking, right? I believe I would not have ascended quite as highly as I did. Now, more recently, I've taken my voice, to a far more public medium, and as a result, I'm able to touch lives and the minds of people like you in the hopes of empowering your ideas and your dreams and your business to be all that you want it to be. Can you tell I was in the Army? Yeah. Be all you can be. Yeah. No, but honestly though, where do you want to take your voice? Who do you want to impact with your message? And where do you want your voice to carry you? I think one of the cool things here is answering that question will help you further clarify the message that you want to share. Now remember yesterday, right, when we decided on your topic, or actually as I tried to help you decide your topic, that was one step to clarifying your message. Then, right, when you decided who you wanted to share that topic with, now you can make your message even clearer as you speak to that group of people. Now we can take your message clarity one step further by knowing where you want to take your message and where you want your message to take you. Now you can make it like crystal clear. I mean, I can go back and I told this story briefly, so I won't retell it all over again here. But when I was sharing my message about organ donation during Krista's time here with us, I really had that ultimate goal of getting in front of those frontliners that could truly make a meaningful impact on the lives of all those people waiting on the organ donor list. This is where I wanted to take my voice. But in the meantime, I used my voice to share the core of my message about organ donation to everyone else that needed to hear it as well. So that when I did finally get in front of those frontliners, my message was far more impactful. Not just because of all the people I had been able to share it with, but because I had honed it through the practice of sharing it with others. Getting their feedback on what moved them, what didn't move them, what they heard, what they didn't hear, right? Again, it comes back to that listening. All right? There you go, my Dark Horse friends and family. Again, a happy Thanksgiving to you. What are we going to talk about tomorrow? I'm not quite sure. I'm sure something amazing is going to come to me during the course of this day as I hang out with my family on this Turkey Day here in my household. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Oh, wait a minute. Let me not forget. I know you want to keep getting all these amazing daily tips. So go on down there. Hit that subscribe button. While you're there, drop us a 5-star rating. Leave us some kind words in the review. Heck, leave us some words of what you'd like to hear, some words of encouragement, some words of how we can get better. I'm all about improvement. And you want to come on over and hang out with us and get to know us a little more intimately, come on over to the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com. Put Dark Horse Tribe in that search bar, and we should be right there on the top. Come on in, hang out with us. If for some reason that doesn't work for you, go to your favorite web browser, type in darkhorseschooling.com/darkhorsetribe, all one word, and that should take you right there. We look forward to meeting you and chatting with you in the group. All right, you get out there, you run your race, you get your results, and let me hear about them. Heck, let me hear about your amazing turkey and Thanksgiving dinner with your family. Until tomorrow, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.